Hey everybody, and welcome to one of my favorite indie games. It's a little bit of a factory sim um, combined with kind of a survival, I guess. Um, but we're gonna go in today and have a brief look at it, and we might make this a series. We'll see. We'll see how it does. Um, there's a lot to this game, so I'll speak about things as we encounter them. Um, Otherwise, it'll get a little bit overwhelming. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
The unknown, created in exploration. The seed evolves in iteration. From zero, transforming into infinity and beyond. It spreads and becomes the shadow of the galaxy. As dark fog rises, the stars dim. You will embark on a new journey.
Welcome to the real universe. Very soon, you'll find this place different from our homeland. But you should be able to adapt to the laws of physics here in no time. I'm your advisor. I will assist you in completing this mission.
Right.
Everything here belongs to you.
Cool.
As a member of the Cosmo, a pioneer of the Dyson Sphere Program, you will explore this cluster from ground zero. Make use of the resources available here to build a Dyson Sphere that supplies energy to the center brain to maintain homeland simulation. I've chosen a planet for the mission, and there are essential resources for the initial development. Now, please pilot the space capsule toward this planet.
Right. I guess we just space goes up, goes down. Alt goes down. Okay. Cool. Can I go faster? It's like there's some of that what's it called? Dark fog.
Unknown EM signals detected. Extracting feature variables. Comparing with database. Those are highly likely anomalous mechanical bodies from the Mechanic Energy Program. Engineers call them dark fog. Dark fog is extremely sensitive to EM signals under a regular pattern, so they may launch an assault on us. To stay low profile, we will land on the other side of this planet.
All right. Sounds good. Cool.
This is Icarus,
That's
a
us.
very powerful but lightweight industrial mecha. Use the direction keys or click the right mouse button on the ground to move the mecha. In this mission, you'll control your mecha to navigate the universe and create miracles.
All right. We'll go over all of this stuff as we need
Now
to.
please try to disassemble the space capsule. Click the right mouse button to proceed.
He's busy breaking it down.
To collect resources like wood or gravel, click the right mouse button as well. In addition, you can hold Shift and click the right mouse button on each of your targets to give a series of commands.
Like that.
Some items are found after disassembling the space capsule. Click on the inventory button at the bottom right corner of the screen to open and check.
Is that the inventory? Yeah. So we need fuel. So let's put in some logs. The crystals.
You can hold the middle mouse button to rotate the camera, or scroll the mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
All right. So these things you can see, they are fuel. If you hover over them, it tells you how much energy they have. That's like 1.8 megajoules. So these are definitely the densest in terms of energy, so they're pretty good. Logs are not bad. All right. What's next? Need to gather. So we see on the left here, this is fairly new.
Construction menu is locked. Complete a technology research to unlock it. Click on the technology tree button at the bottom right corner of the screen to open the technology tree and start a research.
Alright, let me get the 10 ores here. We've got 10 of that. And then let's see, what's this research about? Okay, electromagnetism unlocks these buildings. We need to have these items in order to do it, so we can activate that. Alright, so we got 10 copper ores. Then we need to make those things. Replicator. We can click on it automatically. We want 10 of these. And what it's going to do is it's going to take the... We actually have the copper ingots and the magnets already. But it's going to take... let's say we wanted to make magnets. It's going to take these and make more of the stuff as we need it, provided we have the natural resources that we need. So you can see it took... it's making these magnets out of the iron that we grabbed because we didn't have enough magnets, so now it's making 20 of these. We actually only needed 10, but that's fine. I think we'll need more in the future, so it's going to pull it from our inventory automatically. So you'll see they're kind of going down as they're being used here. And then once that's complete, we've unlocked our buildings. Awesome. Now, I think we get one. Yeah, we get one for free.
A mining machine. It automatically collects ores for you. You can select it in the inventory or in the construction menu, collecting section, to start building it.
So we'll put him over here. He's going to automatically mine these iron veins. We do need to give him power, though. So power... Over here, we can go ahead and put down a wind generator.
You have an unpowered production facility.
Nice.
To make it run normally, place it within the power grid coverage and make sure power is supplied.
All right.
Insufficient items.
So we can take it from there.
Click on the replicator button at the bottom right corner of the screen to open the replicator and manually replicate the required items.
So we can make some more.
You've now built your first power grid. Some power facilities don't have a power supply range, so you'll need to extend the power grid coverage with Tesla towers.
So you can see it's busy mining in here. It's only mining at 71% because we don't have enough power. So we're building a couple more wind turbines. It's building all the components for them first, and then it'll start building them. And then we'll want to, once that's done, we'll want to build one of these so we can then automatically mine our copper. Now I believe using the replicator does increase the rate of our fuel burning. So we want to make sure to keep that topped up. I grab a couple more things while that's busy doing its thing. All right. You can see there's a number of resources here. We'll end up making use of all of them. But right now, we're going to be focusing on the iron ore and the copper. So we got our other mining machines. Let's go ahead and put him down. I can get all 6 if I do that. Sure. All right, now we'll want to get power. I like to space the power out, kind of like So that will get power to both of these. And then you can see this guy stopped working because he's kind of blocked up. So we'll grab what's in there, and then start fabricating a few more. So we'll want probably one or two more of these. We'll want some more of these. And these things are pylons. You can think of them as extending your energy grid. So you can see if I place one of these down, that little blue circle is where these guys can supply power to. So if I put one over there, if I were to build a building that requires power in the middle here, it will not get powered because the grid doesn't supply to that location. This thing that I've got selected currently is our Tesla tower. It has a larger radius than our wind turbines, and it can supply power in a larger radius as well. So that being said, I think we can look at let's see what other research we can do here. Let's do this one. So this one will unlock smelters. Smelters are very useful in kind of automation. So it can help us turn these guys directly into the ingots without us needing to be the middleman there. So what do we need for that? We need circuit boards, 10 and 10 magnetic coils. So we go back here. Each bundle is 2, so we can do like 5 of those. It'll give us 10 of these circuit boards. And then for this guy, each bundle is also 2, so we'll do 5. You can see there's a long queue here, so there's like over 1.5 minutes of waiting time because we're just manufacturing a whole bunch of things. While we kind of have that doing its thing, we can kind of plan out. We do have conveyors coming up. So up here, you can see conveyors. We can kind of queue them up as well. Get that ready. So we'll need another 10 circuit boards and 10 gears. So we can look into that after. There's also an upgrades panel. So there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot to kind of go over. But to start us off, we can kind of queue up this core upgrade, which gives us a little bit more energy to mess around with. We'll see how that benefits us. That'll essentially help us not need to worry about the energy consumption here too much. But anyways, so let's grab a little bit more fuel while we have a little bit of downtime here. And then we can look at potentially building an arc smelter. We have 2 more mining machines. We have all of our wind turbines. So we'll need to flush out our power grid a little bit. I'm going to... Where do I want to put... I'm thinking I'll probably run these up that way. So I think we can use this like middle line here as like a separator. Also gets us closer to, I believe this is coal, and that over there is stone. You can also see at the top here, there's threat levels for the dark fog. So that's that base on the other side. When this gets to 100%, they are going to attack us, basically. Hopefully we'll have some defenses before that happens, but we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. All right, so we have our research being completed here. Let's see. All right, so we got our arc smelters, and we can also now make glass. I believe glass needs stone. We'll have to see now. But yeah, so we can place down one of these arc smelters. As an example, we can place it over here. And then when we select this guy...
Built an arc smelter, which automatically produces basic materials such as iron ingots and copper ingots. However, to automatically feed in raw materials and feed out products, sorters and conveyor belts are required.
Once a recipe is assigned, use less than key to copy the current recipe, and greater than key to paste the recipe to the next building.
All right. That is just to say I place a new building like that. I don't have to go into it and select the recipe again. I can just go copy and paste, just like that. All right. So now what I started the research, I actually started getting the parts for it, is our logistics system. Basically like conveyor belts and things of that nature. Gonna go ahead and put another one over here. I think that's good.
Facility has no recipe designated. Please configure one for it. Once a
All right.
recipe is configured, press less than key to copy the current recipe. Pressing greater than key will paste the same recipe to the next building.
All right. There we go. Now we have our conveyor belt, sorter, and we have a storage bin.
You've obtained sorter and conveyor belt. Full automation is now possible. Use a conveyor belt to transport ores collected in the mining machine. The sorter will transport ores onto the conveyor belt into the arc smelter that will smelt them automatically.
Okay. So we have some conveyors coming out here. So you see here, our raw iron ore is coming onto the conveyor. We can take it from the conveyor into our smelters. And then we take it from our smelters out onto this output line that I put here. We're gonna need to make some more of these. All right. You can see here now we've got some iron ingots. We can take them directly from the line like this, but ideally we go ahead and we make a storage. Now you can see here this guy's complaining he doesn't have any power, so here's where we can place one of our handy little Tesla, what are they called?
You've
Tesla
built
towers.
your first power transmission facility, a Tesla tower. It can help you transmit power wirelessly over a short range and extend the power grid coverage. Click on it to view more details.
All right, so essentially to make these conveyor belts, we just need iron ingots. So automating this first is actually a really good choice. So we'll just grab what's there for now. And then we can, you can balance these systems. So for example, we know that this conveyor transports 6 items per second. We know that this thing is outputting 180 items per minute. So that's essentially 3 items per second. Is that 3 items per second? I think that's 3 items per second. So we know that the belts are faster than what this thing can kick out currently. But the slowdown, I believe, is here. This can make 60 items per minute. This can make 60 items per minute. And this can make 60 items per minute. So actually, these are using exactly what this thing can output. I think the clog up here is just we're not clearing this output line. So let's have a look what happens when we do. So we're going to need one of these storage units, which means we need stone. We can grab some stone here. Yep, now we can make one. So we can extend this a little bit, and we're gonna need, oops, we're gonna need a little bit of, what do we need? Copper, most likely. Okay, so we'll come up here, we'll grab some copper over there. We will have to convert it to ingots ourselves, but that's fine for now. So I'm going to, I guess I'll put the storage kind of, I do want it to cap it off like that. That's fine. And then I'm going to do something weird here.
For storing items. You can manually store items or use a sorter to automatically access items.
So what did we need here? We needed, oh, we actually need some of this raw material too. All right. We'll make a whole bunch of these. So it's going to make all the plates. And then it's going to make the subcomponents, which is
if
the
there
circuits.
isn't enough ground space, make more efficient use of your space by stacking matrix slabs, depots, storage tanks, and splitters.
We're not out of storage ground space just yet. We got quite a bit. We got the whole planet. Whole planet. Look at that. Look at this. Look how much space
In
we
the
got.
planet view, you can hold the middle mouse button to rotate the camera. Hold the right mouse button to roll the camera. Press N to align the camera to the North Pole. In the planet
Spooky.
view, scrolling the mouse wheel also enters the star map.
All right. So we can go all the way out to look at all the planets. So we're on this little satellite of this big gas giant, I guess. Ice giant, I guess. And that's circling around the sun. You can see this little red line. That's the hive, the fog hive out in space. And then you have these other planets too. You can look in here. This looks like they've got some fog hives on there too, but this looks like a magma planet. And then if we go further out, oh, we're on the furthest. So there's actually a middle planet here. Looks like kind of a desert planet. Very interesting. But then, you know, once you're done with that, you can go further out and you can explore any of these systems. Now, some of these systems will have like maybe one planet around them. Some of them will have like 10 planets around them, all with different kinds of resources and all with things that you can do on those planets. It's the scale of this game gets very, very large very quick. Whether or not I'll get to show you all of that, we'll see. It depends on how much time we invest into it. But I want to show you kind of the basics. So we can go ahead and throw all of these into there. We do want an output on this guy. And then it needs power, so I'm going to put a little power Tesla tower there. There we go. So now we're storing iron ingots. Now, you can limit how much you store it. I generally like to limit it because I don't want a huge buffer. If I run out of resources, I want to know that I've run out of resources instead of having this massive buffer that things need to work through before I find out. And then we can also do, we can go ahead and place another arc smelter on this side and then kind of do the same thing where we take from this and then we feed into this output line that we've got here. So a lot of like balancing and whatnot that you can do to make things run optimally. And then what we'll need to do is essentially do the same thing for our copper output over here. So we would take our line, we run it, where would we run it? Maybe in the middle of these guys, kind of like this. We're gonna need to make some more of these, that's fine. We're missing some iron ingots. Well, look at that. We can just go over here. We now have 100 plus iron ingots. So we can now manufacture like 50 of these. And fairly quickly too, because the only component we need to make ourselves is a gear, and we need an iron ingot to do it. So we don't have to make those iron ingots first, we can just go straight to it. So we'll get some more conveyor belts fairly soon. We will want to make more of these. Now these need stone, and they need those magnets, which require the raw resource, so we'll have to grab some there. And then we'll have to grab some stone too. Are we looking for fuel? So we can add a few more logs in here. Keep our... So when you run out of fuel, what happens? So basically, you essentially just slow down. So we are using our little robot here, I think it's called an Icarus or something, to do a lot of our manufacturing currently. When you run low on power, that ends up taking longer. So you want to make sure that your powers, you also, I believe, walk a little bit slower when you're out of power. So getting around, getting things done, you kind of need power to get it to work nicely. All right, so we're not going to have enough space here to do both sides. So let's go ahead and do, let's do it like this, I guess. And then we want copper ingots. This is all kind of just temporary. Later on, you unlock new technologies that allow you to better create and refine these early factories that you set up. So we're going to want our raw resources going in there. And then we, of course, want an output line. Can run down there. The output line will come out there. you've already got the power that you need, which means I should automatically start getting some copper ingots. Look at that. So we'll do 3 on the side as well. Don't know how fast this is kicking them out. Maybe at capacity right now. We'll see. The more nodes that your miner covers, the faster it will uproot those resources. So let's go ahead and get this all flushed out. Input in there, output in there, input in there, output in there. And then we'll go ahead and place our, it's quite long this, dismantle is X, cool, good to know. And then we'll go ahead and do another little loop here. I like to do this little loop because it gives me more opportunity to place these sorters, of which I will need more. But you could do it straight into it. Like you could do straight and then one sorter straight into the building. But the sorter has a limited 1.5 trips per second per grid. So you're only moving 1.5 items, basically, because it's a one distance grid. You're moving 1.5 items. You really need to be moving a bit faster than that. So we'll go ahead and place another Tesla tower here, just to make sure everything has power. And then let's go ahead and limit this, so we don't have too much buildup, too much buffer. And there we go. We've got the first 2 items, I guess, like automated. So if we want to grab some more, look at this, this is already full and it's backing up. We didn't have to do anything except just set up the framework to get that going. Then here, we've already got some copper ingots coming in, which is great. Now, I did start this research earlier. We needed copper ingots, and we needed iron ingots. And what this will do, this will give us more energy, which will make it harder for us to kind of run out of energy while we're running around doing our thing. So, if we have a look, we just place one of these down randomly. I just want to have a look here. We eventually want to automate all of these, and we can even automate the construction of buildings once we get more research. Alright, so we get some more energy, durability, all that fun stuff. Cool. So I do notice that we need some magnets. Instead of having to grab the raw resources all the time and then have to turn those raw resources into magnets, I think that we should just go ahead and create a magnet construction line. I think we will do that on the next episode, though. This is kind of the basics of the game. This is the early start of it. And we'll see. Maybe we'll get a lot further in the next one. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.